Welcome to Trading Lounge and the gold silver report for the 31st of March. So I'll start with silver today, no special reason. Yeah, we've broken lower here, as you know. So we can look at this as we've had this as wave 3, so an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here for wave 4, and then a move up. So we can expect this market to move down a little bit further. The stochastics are coming down into the lower point, so that will come down nice and low here in terms, this is a weekly chart. It'll come down nice and as this moves, if it moves lower, then this will move lower as well and create a nice buying opportunity here as well. The other thing that we're seeing here too is that, of course, this week is only just begun here, so we can't pay too much attention to that, but we are seeing all of this here on lower volume as it moves down. So that means that no really new sellers are coming into the market as such. Of course, there's sellers there. We also have a short position in this market. So let's go in and take a closer look at this. So on the daily chart, our bearish count has been this, where we've had wave 3 here with an A wave, an A, B, and C here for the B wave, and then down for 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4 and 5. But and then we've also had this wave B sitting over here as well, rather than up here. And I think that's justified as well, because if we just take a detour here and look at a couple of things here, this is SPROC, the physical ETF. So we can see here that, if we could look at this here as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for the A wave, back for the B wave here somewhere, and maybe 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 in here. So this little island reversal sort of here, yes, we can't ignore it. It happened and so on, but I don't really see it as part of the structure, So really, instead of using this high, we should really be using this high. And this is the same for this is iShares silver here. The same thing goes here. I mean, I just see that being part of a little third wave in here. That's all. And we should be using the 5th wave over here. And this is this next one here, First Majestic. It's just another stocky thing. So the same again here as well. Because otherwise it just doesn't. The structure coming up here doesn't work well. So I don't think we should be taking it from here. I think we should be taking it from here. I'm happy to work both counts from here and here, but I just wanted to point that out. That's all. Not a big deal, and we've all got our opinions about things. But anyway, I'm just going to remove that now. So yeah, taking it from here is just as valid, I think. So I'm going to. And because we're moving lower here, we'll have to work both counts in that regard. So I'm just going to put that here. But if I did take it from here, and because there'll be some folks that know, no, Pete, you've got to take it from here, and others say, oh, I don't know, Pete, we'll take it from here, whatever. But I think we could just work both of them a little bit. But if we were working from here, we'd have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 down here. In fact, if we were looking for 5 waves, it's possible to count 5 waves being completed at that point. But if it's not, if it's from this count here, then we'd have to look at this as wave 1 here and 2 here and 3 here, coming in for 3, 4 and 5. So there's a couple of things that we need to get our heads around. We got time to do that, because no point in going long here and buying, catching knives in this market. So we'll just allow it to fall out of bed, and we'll check it on the bounce, So this thing here is that, let me just put the levels in here. So $25 is a medium level, so I'm just going to put that in grey, because the medium level is always halfway between 2 major levels. So the Fibonacci is Fibonacci sequence rather, 1, 2, 3 and 5, and then the medium levels will just pop in as halfway marks. And they play out nicely, as you can see. They're important. So we were looking to short this once the 25 had become the the resistance, so we can take a closer look at that in a moment. But also what I want to point out is that we've also got the minor levels now. So the minor levels, the same thing again. So if we're working the Fibonacci sequence between 2 and 3 here, it would be the same numbers, 1, 2, 3, 5, and 8 here. With 8, we have a couple of other numbers that move in here for group 2, but we don't need to get into that at the moment. So what I normally find when a market comes down here, it normally bounces quite strongly off the 300 here. Yeah, it can sink in there a little bit like here and make a liar out of me and so on. But generally speaking, expect a bounce from, a strong bounce from this number. The 24 is not that important, the 400 here. It will play a part, of course, and it is now. But we should see that move through there. So let's just go in and take a look. And we'll have a look at a bullish count as well for this. Which is, so this is our bearish count taken from the top, and taking it from the top is being conservative because it would have less of a move to move down. But that I would open up the third wave in this case. So I'd look at all of this as wave 1 here and 2 here, not wave 3 and 4 here, which is probably better as that. But yeah, let's just see. The next step really for this is we're looking for this to become the retested resistance in here. So you may have gotten that much closer in there. Then it's really a matter of counting this particular structure here that can be counted in a couple of different ways here. So let's just go and have a look on the hourly chart for a moment. So if we were looking at it as a bullish count and we're looking at the top there as wave 1, then the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave would end here, because we could count it as wave 1 down to here, and then 2 to here, and then 1, 2, 1, 2. Really, no, that's all part of that, isn't it, really? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave. Oh no, fourth, and coming down for the fifth. So you'd have to pull that apart to get into that there. So because I know some folks want to be positive on it, so I just got to show both sides of it in this case. But me personally, I would not go long in this market unless we had 25 as the support at this point. Just couldn't do it. I'd have to get a nice support sitting, a classic trading level pattern sitting on here. The market would have to prove to me that it's supported at that point. Okay, let's have a look at gold. So with gold on here, we've still got the same thing here as well in terms of the volume. We can see that we've got diminishing volume. So it's not increasing volume. So we should see this market, slow down somewhat into this. Now, one of the things that I've had here is, well, in the last video, I think I obviously spoke about this. My thing was that we can look at this as the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave down through here, but I didn't know if we were going to finish in 3 waves or 5 waves. That was the whole thing with all of this, so we could possibly have a low in on this low I mentioned, but the long trade was going to be on 1750 as support, and the short trade was at a breach of 1720 in that case here for the short trade. So that's as simple as I could get it last time we spoke. But obviously now we're looking at 5 waves down for this. It's 5, so we're left with that. At least we know now, you know what I mean? Is it possible for this to be wave 1 up here and back for wave 2? I doubt it. But as soon as that low here is breached, then that will confirm that we'll be in that 5th wave there. So pretty simple in that regard. So even now in our bearish count here, I had 2 counts to come down through here. So we need to continue to look at those. So we're just going to look at a few different counts. I hope that's okay. So this has been one of them here where we've had, well, from the B wave here, which I like this one, I have to say, with wave 1 here and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for this. The 1650 is going to give us some support, so our short trade will be trading close to that number. 1650 is a medium level as well. Yeah, well, what else is there to say? From wave 4 here, we need to count 5 waves down for wave 3, and then we'll expect wave 4 to come back, and then wave 5. So this could also be the low in this place here as well. So we could just continue to move up from that point, but we would need to gather evidence for that. Sure, we could trade long in this space here, but we'd need to, with the understanding that it can be wave 4, and we would need to be, well, we have to be tactical about it, wouldn't we? You know, that's one. I can't remember where the other ones are, so I'm just going to go through what I've got on this one here. Oh, actually, this was, yeah, it's just another way to count it, really. It's the same count as the last one, just using a different 1 degree smaller. So yeah, this is just on the 8-hour chart. We haven't really looked at this for a long time, this one, but it's the same thing as the other one, just a degree lower. 6 hour. Okay, so this is our long. We had this. We could have looked at this in 2 ways. We could have looked at it as a diagonal triangle, leading diagonal triangle, or we could look at it as wave 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. But this is where at the 1720 here, that's where we needed to be short, and the 1750 is where we needed to be long at that point with the wave 4 here. So going back over this, that was the long thing. But yeah, I mean, it was a bit of a long shot, really, with all of that. So just moving in here a bit further on a 4-hour chart, this is the one where we can have the low in place here. Looking at this is the A wave here, and the A, the B, and the C wave here for the B wave, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. How do I feel about it? Yeah, I don't particularly like it. I feel like I feel that we do need to you know, come down for another one to finish it off, because I mean, trends have got a beginning, a middle, and an end, and this to me is all the beginning of the trend. This is right in the middle of the trend, and we need the end of the trend here. So I don't think this. If I had to make a guess, and that's what it would be, I don't think this is the case here for this. But either way, with all of this, to confirm that we're actually even going to come down further here, we need to obviously take out that low here. So we're kind of there, really, on that note. So on the hourly chart here, viewing this as a wave 4 here, and the job is to count 5 waves down here. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about these guys here, because this can also be wave 3 here, which I kind of prefer. Oh, I could have used that one, but anyway, we can change that to wave 4, and because that will pull back up to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree. So yeah, look, in a bit of a nutshell, we talked about we talked about just simply being long above the 1750 and short below the 1720 here, which is and there's reasons for that too, because if after markets, this is group 1 here of 1700 here, so group 1 is 1, 2 and 3, 10, 20 and 30. If the market's been trading up here and then comes back down and finds the number 2 here or breaches it and resistance, whatever, then it will pull down to the closest largest number. And if it was going to be pulled down to 17, then it will take the previous low out at that point, you know. So yeah, it went that way. So hopefully that you went that way too. In terms of counting this, I haven't had a really good look at it, but as I've always mentioned, this one here is an impulse wave. It's got 5 waves in it. So we could look at this as corrective at this point. And then this is a little bit dodgy here, but 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for this. So I don't know if we should put wave 2 over here for this. I need to look at this on the tick chart. I'll figure all this out here. But we can see that we've got third waves in here, so we'll probably retest the 17 here before seeing further downside, and plus bouncing off the old low and all that sort of stuff here. And then we're going to bounce off the 1650 here as well in this, and then further down at that point there. So yeah, our job really is to count 5 waves down into this space. And then if that's the case, then we'll be looking for an ABC pattern to take us a bit higher. So I'll just move these into place here for this. Like I said, we can trade this up here. It's not a biggie, but we'll need to. Don't really need all of these. So some sort of wave 4 coming back up into this space here for this, something like that. But we'll work both counts, and we can trade up. I'll do some work on this and for tomorrow, and yeah, we'll trade this down here short. I'll try to suck as much as we can out of it. So that means I will be holding through this wave 4, and I will be holding through this wave 4, and I want to get to the wave 5 of 5 at that point. Now, yes, it can be a low here of wave C here, or it can be wave 3, and then we come back for, you know, the ABC pattern coming into here somewhere, and then down for wave 5 to finish off at that point. I think this is the case. I've always thought this was the case, you know, but based off what I could see with the silver count. So yeah, anyway, that's where we are, folks. So all in all, we could be coming pretty close to the 1600 area through here, or 1630 or something like that at a guess, but I'll figure it all out. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in, much appreciated. Cheers.